In Lagos, the city that never sleeps, Jide was always on the move. From his 9 to 5 at a tech startup to weekend gigs as a graphics designer, the money came in fast but left even faster. He was living the Lagos dream. Friday night at Lekki lounges, endless restaurant fine dining, and fancy date nights with beautiful women. It's not like Jide was reckless. At least that's what he told himself. After all, what's the point of making all that money if he couldn't enjoy it? If he saw a pair of expensive sneakers that he liked, he bought them. Food delivery service? Of course. He had no time to cook. Unfortunately, expenses always add up, and even though he made a lot of money, he literally lived paycheck to paycheck. By the way, this is the story of many big Lagos boys and girls, especially millennials and Gen Zs, who earn decent income working in tech, banking and finance, and even media. But let's focus on Jide for now. He had no emergency funds and certainly no investments. He didn't think he needed one. He believed the money would always come in. After all, he was young and highly skilled. But how wrong was he? One night, something unexpected happened. It started with the winds, strong winds, the kind that rattled windows and tore down tree branches. Then came the rain, heavy and relentless downpour. It rained all night, and before long, the streets turned into rivers, flooding the entire neighborhood as typical of Lekki. But Jide thought he was safe in his upstairs two-bedroom flat until the howling rain suddenly tore through the roof of the house. He jumped out of it. He jumped out of his bed just as the ceiling split open. Water poured in, drenching everything: his clothes, his gadgets, his furniture, everything. In a matter of minutes, his home became unlivable. By morning time, the storm had passed, but the damage remained. The landlord was nowhere to be found, and fixing the place was not an immediate option. Jide realized he had to move immediately, and that was when the reality of his predicament hit him hard. He had no money to take care of this emergency. As you know, renting an apartment in Lagos isn't a cheap endeavor. One typically needs months of saving to be able to take care of the outrageous rent and other associated costs that comes with renting a house. But no thanks to his endless night outs and impulsive purchases, Jide's bank account wasn't prepared for this kind of expense. Unfortunately, surprisingly, millions of people live like Jide. One unexpected event could upend the entire course of their lives. It could be a storm, an ailment, or even getting fired from your job. The good news, however, is that this could be avoided. And that's the entire point of this post. I bet you must have heard of emergency funds before now. It is not just a finance buzzword. Think of it as a lifeline because it could literally save your life. Having one which is comprised of at least 3 to 6 months of your earnings, to meet your expenses in case of emergency, could make a difference between weathering a financial storm, drowning in debts, or perishing in penury. Jide's story is a lesson many young professionals can't afford to ignore. Making good money isn't enough. Keeping some of it for rainy days is essential. Consider doing that today.